Hello everyone, I am your immortal Hellseeker back with another review, and today I'm reviewing the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Last Night on Earth Bane and Scarecrow figures. Um, I decided to do a 2-in-1 here because, again, I already told you guys about my tripod. These two match, and also they go together. So I'm gonna do a review on these two. So let's take a look at the packaging. The packaging that you get with Scarecrow, right here, it's our traditional Build-A-Figure size McFarlane Toys box. Right here it says Scarecrow, number 1 of 4. There's a picture of Bane right there, collectible Bane. Scarecrow, Batman Last Night on Earth. On the back shows a picture of Scarecrow and Bane. Right there's a picture of the two figures, how to build Bane, and the other figures you can get in the set. Alright, let's take a look at their accessories. Alright, so the accessories that we get with Scarecrow, we do get a collector card right here showing Bane and Scarecrow, the same on the back of the box. This is the big reason why I decided to review these two together, is because they were on the card together. So I might as well do that. Batman Last Night on Earth, Jonathan Crane, blah, blah, blah. We get a flight stand. I'm not going to be using this. Again, I already showed you how I'm going to display Scarecrow. I'm going to have him with on the back of Bane. And then here's the mask of Scarecrow, which does come apart. Fuck. It's going to be difficult. Alright, but that does... I'll show you guys in the review. Let's take a closer look at the figures. I'll start with Scarecrow then. Alright, so here we have Scarecrow on his flight stand. I'm going to take him off just for the sake of this review, but I decided to introduce him like that. So, again, I'm going to have to hold him for most of this review because he doesn't stand on his own. So, this is probably my favorite figure from this wave. I absolutely love this figure. Also just because, look how detailed it is. Look at that. His helmet mask thing does come off, so I will take that off for the review. Fuck. Again, I'm reviewing this on my diorama, by the way, so bear with me if stuff falls. So there is Scarecrow with the mask off, and you get that. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? I mean, shit. There's a hole in his back for the mask thing. And it's a noose. So he does have single jointed elbows. The normal ball hinge. Only these fingers are movable, but you can move them separately if you want. And that's like that on both arms. There's a dumbbell hinge on his neck, so it's very posable there. And then, shit. So then there is a bit of articulation there as well. Fuck. Sorry about that. Again, it's really hard to do this one-handed. Then that comes out there, and that is a peg. I will show you what that's for once I get to Bane. So, yeah, love that guy. Alright, well, here it is. The rather infamous Build-A-Figure Bane. Let me tell you where you get all these parts. So, the torso does come with Scarecrow, who I just showed. The arms come with Wonder Woman. The hands and the head come with Batman. And the legs come with Omega. I've done reviews on all of those, so if you want to go check those out, go out my channel. They were very recent. I am not going to show you guys me assembling this, because one, I'm doing this one-handed. Two, I glued the legs. I did glue the legs on the figure, because if you guys haven't seen, if this is the first video you've watched on this wave, yeah, the legs don't really snap in. I hear if you give it time, they do, but I didn't have patience. It was my birthday. I was up pretty early, and I decided to just fucking glue them. So I did do that. Alright, so this will be pretty difficult to review. So he does have a hinge here. Fuck. Yeah, his arm goes out about that far. He's got a single jointed elbow. Be careful now, because the hands will come off pretty easily. the hands been there roughly. You can turn them if you want, and they do come off very, very easily. The legs, again, typically would have a thigh cut, but I did glue them. There is a bit of a hinge there. It's very stiff, though. So are the feet. So that's going to be hard to do on camera. It's got toe articulation. There is ankle pivot, I believe, right? There is ankle pivot, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there is. So yeah, and then there is a diaphragm on him as well. Not a good one, but it is there. Now you see the hole on his back. I'll get into that in a second, as I need to go grab Scarecrow. So, alright, right here. So as I showed you, again, like I did with Scarecrow, again, he's got that peg there. So you want to, this is going to be, again, hard to do one-handed. So, you want to basically get him to be holding the shoulders of Bane, and then there, again, you want to peg him in. I will do this off camera, but you can get him to just hold Bane like that, sort of, if you want. I will peg the figure in as I did show you how to do it, but you basically want to get him in a similar pose like this, hands wide open, and then you peg it in like so. So, give me a second as I go do that. There you go. There is Scarecrow on Bane's back. Time for some comparisons. Here is Bane next to Devastator, which is pretty much the beefiest solo release they've put out. Here's Bane next to the only other Build-A-Figure they've put out, being the Merciless, who is still the tallest figure that they've released. Here's Bane next to the Batman Who Laughs Sky Tyrant. Black Series comparison, here's Bane next to the Mandalorian and Cad Here's Bane next to Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man and G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes. And here they both are next to the entire wave. Alright, so I'm going to give my ranking here, least favorite to favorite. So my least favorite is the Wonder Woman figure. It's certainly an improvement over most of the female figures they've released in this line, but I'm still not a fan. I think she looks good, but she doesn't look nearly as hot as she did in the comic, and not to mention, it doesn't work for me. Doesn't look as good. Next, I will give it, if we're not going to count him with Scarecrow, I'm going to give it to Bane. Bane would be easily my favorite this wave if he just didn't have shit articulation, wasn't so hard to put together, all that jazz. But he is a great, great figure. I can't deny that. If he ends up on my favorite figures list, it's because I'm going to include him with Scarecrow. Then I'm going to, see, this is where it gets hard. I'm going to say Omega here. This could easily be flip-flopped, but Omega is such a good figure. He's pretty basic, but I really like it personally. It's not for everyone. I don't think everyone's going to like Omega, but I personally love Omega, especially after reading the comic. Next, the Batman. I think the Batman figure they put out in this line is stellar. It's not for everyone, but I think it's a really, really cool figure. I love the Joker head. That was the big reason I wanted it. And then last, but certainly not least, is going to go to Scarecrow. Scarecrow I just think is fucking awesome. I'm sorry I didn't go into depth with him. He was very hard to review one-handed. But I love the Scarecrow figure. If you're only going to get one, get him. Even though he is pretty weird. He's not a definitive Scarecrow by any means, but he's a great Scarecrow. And I love it to death. I think it's such a phenomenal figure. And then if we're really going to count Scarecrow with Bane, I think Scarecrow with Bane is such a phenomenal, phenomenal piece. Alright, yeah, but again, like I said, these two together are phenomenal. I love what they did here. If Bane was improved, if they just improved his articulation a bit, it'd be one of my all-time favorite figures in this line. I absolutely love these two. Definitely recommend it. Again, the Bane is nice if you're not looking for a super articulated Bane figure. If you don't mind doing some work on him to make him a good figure, I definitely like the Bane. I really like the Bane. But yeah, I love this wave overall. I definitely would recommend picking it up. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.